Andre Onana's move from Inter Milan to Manchester United is at an advanced stage, according to sources close to the Cameroon goalkeeper. It's understood that a deal in the region of £43 million plus add-ons is set to be completed this week, once Onana has agreed personal terms. Insiders say negotiations are entering the final stage, and they do not anticipate any problems in the 27-year-old keeper teaming up with his former Ajax boss Erik ten Hag at Old Trafford. Onana is set to become Manchester United's new number one. Manchester United will hope to have the Onana deal concluded before the tour begins, so he can become their second signing of the summer, after Mason Mount moved to Old Trafford from Chelsea for £60 million. David De Gea became a free agent on June 30th, and confirmed over the weekend that he is leaving the club after 12 years. In an emotional statement on Saturday, Spain goalkeeper outlined his desire to pursue a new challenge after his lengthy stint at Old Trafford. "Now, it's the right time to undertake a new challenge, to push myself again in new surroundings," he wrote. "I would like to express my unwavering gratitude and appreciation for the love from the last 12 years. We've achieved a lot since my dear Sir Alex Ferguson brought me to this club." Bayern Munich are assessing whether to play the long game in their pursuit of Tottenham captain Harry Kane. Their latest offer of £70 million plus bonuses will be dismissed by Tottenham, leaving Karl-Heinz Rummenigge and technical director Marco Nepp, the brains behind the operation, with a decision to make. Nepp, who established contact with Kane's family and entourage, has belief that there is a commitment on the Tottenham striker's part to join Bayern. If the 29-year-old remains serious in that commitment, then they will consider leaving the bidding this summer and returning in January, when Kane is in the last few months of his contract. Bayern have a line in terms of value that they do not wish to cross, and that is not far off their current bid. They believe that Manchester United are not in the poker game with Daniel Levy as it stands, because they do not have the funds, and Tottenham would prefer Kane to go abroad, rather than lose him to a Premier League rival. So Bayern believe they are Tottenham's best option. If Levy doesn't sell now, they are prepared to wait and get a cheaper deal. A new contract at Tottenham, with a considerable hike on his £250,000 a week wages, is there for Kane, but this decision is not about the money. He returns to pre-season training on Wednesday, and will want an indication of where his future lies. Bayern are prepared to give him an incentive next year too, if he remains committed to them. They recognize the most important part of the season for them is March, so returning with an offer in January is under consideration. Southampton are confident the scale of top Premier League interest in Romeo Lavia will ensure they receive close to their £50 million valuation of the teenager, but there is hesitancy from suitors over the fee. Chelsea, Arsenal and Liverpool have all engaged the midfielder's representatives over a potential transfer this summer. It is understood that the latter two are unwilling to bid that high, given their expenditure already, as well as the fact priorities have been elsewhere. Liverpool view Lavia as a long-term anchor. However, there would need to be a significant dent in Southampton's asking price for the Belgium international, who would also need to make clear Anfield is his destination of choice. Liverpool's approach this summer has been to extract value for the right profile, despite an inflated market, and pursue clean deals that do not involve bidding wars or become drawn out. Southampton are resigned to losing the 19-year-old in this window, but it won't be on the cheap. They believe Lavia has the potential to develop into one of the best defensive midfielders in the game, which they feel is evidenced by the clubs looking at him. Manchester City, meanwhile, will bank 20% of the selling fee, as part of the transfer they negotiated with Southampton a year ago. They also have the opportunity to match any bids for Lavia, and have a buyback clause which is understood to only become active in 2024. Chelsea are negotiating with Brighton over a potential £100 million deal from Moises Caicedo. But if that becomes too difficult, they would revert back to Lavia, who they offered £50 million for in January. Wolves are considering whether to give Juventus midfielder Arthur Melo another crack at the Premier League. The 26-year-old Brazilian endured a disappointing loan spell with Liverpool last season that was blighted by a thigh injury and he is eager to prove he can shine in England. He has a lucrative offer from the Saudi Arabia Pro League, but is waiting to see if Wolves will firm up an initial inquiry. They need to strengthen in midfield, and must be creative with a limited budget. Juventus may sanction another loan with obligation. Steven Gerrard faces disappointment in his bid to sign former Liverpool teammate Jordan Henderson for Al Ettifaq. Mail Sport revealed that Henderson of Gerrard's top targets after he was appointed as manager of the Saudi Arabian club last week. Despite exploratory talks between intermediaries acting on behalf of Al Ettifaq and Henderson, it's understood that the 33-year-old England midfielder would be reluctant to join the Saudi Pro League at this stage of his career. Al Ettifaq would also have to persuade Liverpool to let Henderson leave. In his first interview since taking the job at Al Ettifaq, Gerrard explained his reasons for moving to the Middle East, and his hopes that he can help to make it become of the best leagues in the world. There were a lot of reasons for me wanting to join the club. It has a lot of good people representing the club from the board down, said the 43-year-old. When I went over to Saudi, I got a real family feel. They made me feel extremely welcome. There are 3 things that I always consider. It needs to be right for my family first and foremost. We have to be excited and motivated by the challenge. The football project needs to be ambitious and for the right reasons in terms of the challenge and the remit. Of course, you need to feel secure that the contract is right. That always comes at the very end. It was a combination of reasons. I'm extremely excited and happy. I can't wait to start. I can't wait to meet the supporters and the players. But the people I have met so far who represent Al Ettifaq have been absolutely outstanding. We share a lot of things in common. I'm a coach and manager who is very ambitious. I like to work tirelessly to make sure the team is competitive. If we're all united and together, and we all stay aligned, I'm sure we can achieve our goals together. I think the league will continue to grow and evolve. With fantastic support from the government and ministers, and all the clubs throughout the Saudi Pro League and all the supporters and players, we all have an ambition to make it one of the best leagues in the world. England under-21 captain Taylor Harwood-Bellis is set for a Premier League move this summer, with Fulham and West Ham United keeping tabs on the defender. Harwood-Bellis led the Young Lions to a first European Championship title in 39 years, as they beat Spain on Saturday night, and wants to test himself at the highest level. Manchester City are believed to value the academy graduate, who joined the club as a child, at around £15 million.